All right, and we are back. That was a quick break.
That
Wow.
was a quick.
All righty. All right, now let's get on to some baseball. Let's hit the field some. Masahiro Tanaka. Let's start off talking with him, the Yankees' Japanese sensation. He has, had so much hype about him before the season, and he is 3-0 with a 2.27 ERA. Let's see. He's given up 5 home runs, struck out 46 in his 5 games so far. That's almost 10 a game. Would you say he's lived up to the expectations?
Oh, most certainly. I know Joe Girardi. Every time Tanaka steps up on that mound, Girardi's saying that's my Asian persuasion right there, because that man is lights out. You know why he's so successful? Because he keeps everything down in the zone. Most of his strikeout pitches occur from the ball just dropping out of the zone and batters are swinging at it. So his splitter has a tremendous drop. I love that split fastball. And, he strikes out batters 69% of the time. And Tanaka is the answer for the Yankees. The ace.
Well, I would have to agree as well. I mean, look at it. Struck out, 10 over 8 scoreless innings. And, honestly, I mean, through three starts, 28 strikeouts, and 2 walks in 23
5
innings?
starts. He's
okay.
Started 5 games.
Oh, you started 5 games. Okay. My bad. Nonetheless, would have to agree.
You know what's another interesting thing looking at Tanaka? All of his starts have been quality starts. 7 innings, 8 innings, 7 and a third, 6 and a third. I mean, he's given you at least 6 innings, and that's really valuable. When you go through a season, if your starter's only giving you, 5 innings an outing, that means that your bullpen's got to pick up 4 innings. But if Tanaka keeps, giving 6, 7, 8 innings per start, that's really going to be key for the Yankees down the stretch. And yes, I would have to agree. Tanaka has certainly showed that he is definitely, I'd say, worth the money so far.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, now let's stick in the AL East. The Boston Red Sox, the defending World Series champions, are sitting under 500 at 13-14. What's going wrong in Beantown?
Despite their struggles at 13-14, the Red Sox are fine. They are fine because no team is showing superiority in that. The Yankees are 4 games over 500?
15 and
that's not
15 and 11.
Usually in the AL East, we play 26 games. The team right now would be 18-8.
You
know what I mean?
As you said, the Red Sox are only 2.5 out.
Yeah, and there's only one team over 500. Usually in the AL East, there's at least 3 teams over 500. So right now, why they're struggling? Because their 2 aces. Buchholz is posting a 6.6 ERA, and that's just not Clay Buchholz style right there. He's usually in the 3s. And John Lester, despite having a 3.10 ERA, his team when he pitches, his team goes 2-4. So he's not getting the run production that he's been used to having. So right now, I just think if the pitching staff can get going, the Red Sox will be fine. And Uehara, this guy is a
Koji
stud.
Uehara.
He is a stud. He knows how to close games. He got an 0.93 ERA. He is perfection.
He certainly shortens the games for the Red Sox without a doubt.
Yeah.
I think they're fine. The law of averages is gonna help them out, and that they'll be over 500 in no time, and they'll be fine. Now jumping back to New York, the New York Mets, 15-11, 2 games out in the division. I didn't see this coming. Really, what's are the Mets a legitimate contender in the National League, or at least in the NL East?
Yep. I would definitely have to agree. I mean, not one starter has failed to complete 5 innings, and that's saying something.
So you think that they are not a legitimate threat in the East?
I
Not a
don't.
legitimate threat.
He said they are. I don't
Yeah.
think they are. Because just because they're second in the division right now, going into May, doesn't mean anything. Baseball is a 6 month. It's a 6 month process. You know, the Mets, they go through over the last 4 or 5 years. They go through these stretches where they're just lights out for a month, and then the next month, like especially the later months, in like August and September, the Mets usually post like they go like 6-20 in that month. They just go on these unbearable stretches. It's pretty funny. Watching the Mets is comical, so you know it's like watching Comedy Central. But they got some good potential players emerge on this team. You know, my boy Juan Lagares out there in the outfield, and Denard is a pretty solid catcher. He's got some pop in that bat. You know, the question here is if they'd be able to, the bullpen can withstand 6 months.
It's not really so much the pitching; it's the batting that's a problem for them. I mean, they're over 500 in spite of the fact that in the MLB they rank 20th in runs, 29th in batting average, 25th in on-base percentage, and dead last 30th in slugging percentage.
You know, I think the bats will get going though, but like when it comes to
Who,
National League,
though?
it's pitching.
Who's gonna get going? Other
Well,
than
they thought Curtis Granderson. I don't think Curtis Granderson's a good pick. I'm so happy the Yankees dealt him. I never liked Curtis Granderson. The guy, he'll strike out or hit a home run. So he only hits 30 home runs. So striking out 200 times a year, and that's not worth a $170 contract, whatever he got from the Mets.
Okay, all right, and that's unfortunately we're pretty much running out of time or almost over time. But one quick thing before we go off the air: the Tommy John epidemic in the major leagues is crazy. This is not a dance-a-thon, okay?
It's Dance Dance Revolution.
This is not a dance-a-thon, okay? Tommy John is not something to dance about.
Tommy John.
16 pitchers in the
knew Tommy
majors
John.
so far have been shut down for the season because of Tommy John surgery. I mean, this is just really, really something to watch out for.
It's like cancer, man.
Jason Stark on ESPN.com has a great article about it. I recommend everyone check that out. Anyway, we are out of time today, and I'll let these two guys start dancing now. But anyway, this was the second to last edition of AM Sports with Sachs,
Madeo.
And Edwards.
Hooah.